What's up, YouTube? This is Yo coming at you again. I'm going to be doing a deck profile for you, but this is more or less a would have done deck more than anything. I unfortunately wasn't really around for this deck. I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! At towards the middle of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, so it was at right at the very beginning of the Ori Kelkos era that I had quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I was just getting way too into it. And then I came back again towards the end of not towards the end of, but towards the peak of the Dragon Ruler, towards the peak of the Dragon Rulers at their prime. Pretty just before they got hit for the first time, and the thing is, I didn't really know at the time when I first started up what XYZs were, what synchros were, any of that kind of stuff were, and when I started back up, and so I had to start basically from scratch again and build myself up, and so. This deck I would have played the Dragon Rulers. Honestly, if I would have knew about them and I actually really knew what I was doing, I would have played the Dragon Rulers. And so this deck is more of a I would have played if I would have been playing at the time. If I would have, and I didn't even know what meta was at the time either. So the Dragon Rulers are what I would have played if I would have known about them. So without further ado, I'm not going to keep you guys from the deck list any longer. I'll just get right into it. And oh yeah, and to apologize in advance, there's a couple cards I don't have, and so because of that, I had to replace a couple cards because I really wanted to get the deck list out to you guys right away. So start the deck list off. Obviously, you'd have standard 3 big of the 3 blaster, 3 title, 3 copies of Redox, and then 3 copies of Tempest. And then the 2 babies, so 2 steam, 2 burner, 2 reactin, and 2 lightning. So with these, this honestly was standard out of all the deck lists that I've seen that topped with full power Dragon Rulers. This was kind of the standard pick for all of them. So honestly, I don't, and I really don't think that that any more babies would have been. I've been kind of playing it too, and I just kind of don't see any more babies run than that in the deck, just because it just gets a little too much. It takes up too much space in the deck and stuff. So 3 of each of the adults, 2 of each of the babies, and you should be good. And then I wanted to keep it short, sweet, and to the point for the rest of the monsters in the deck. Just 1 Flamvel Guard, 2 copies of Effect Veiler, and 2 copies of Max C. If there were anything that I was going to add 1 more of the monsters, would have been Max C. Because Max C is just really good, and I don't think it's really like ever not good. Especially it's just proven that time and time again. So that rounds off my monsters for the deck, and then I just run 1 for the spells. 1 copy of Book of Moon, 1 copy of Card Destruction, 2 copies of Gold Sarcophagus. I didn't think 3 is necessary because with the amount that you're going to be adding to your hand anyway, and discarding with the babies to special summon and stuff. It's just I didn't see a need for more than 2 gold sarcophaguses. Obviously, Heavy Storm. Heavy Storm is just a need for the time, and at the time and stuff. And then 1 Monster Reborn. In my opinion, Monster Reborn, you just needed what's better than getting a ruler back from the graveyard without using its effect, overlaying, detaching the one you didn't use its effect, use its effect from the graveyard to special itself again to the field, and then you special summon a second one, and then you get another rank 7 XYZ to the field, or you could just special summon itself after detaching it again, and then level 8 Synchro. Like honestly, that Monster Reborn frees up and 1 more special summon of the Dragon Rulers. Like, I just don't understand why some people wouldn't run it. 99% of the Dragon Ruler decks that played ran Monster Reborn, so I was kind of impressed by that. And then 3, obviously, the next couple cards are going to be obvious. To round off the spells, the 3 copies of Super Rejuvenation, and then normally it would be 3 copies of Sacred Sword of 7 stars. But the thing is that now that dragoroar has been released in TCG, I put 1 dragoroar instead of the 3rd copy of Sacred Sword of 7 stars. The thing is that by banishing 1 earth, water, fire, and wind monster from your graveyard to shuffle 1 card in your on the field into the deck, like, you plus 5 off that. Like, you get in the plus 5, you might be confused about why plus 5. It's the obvious plus 4 because you get the plus 1 from Tempest, Redox, Blaster, and Tidal. You get an addition to your hand from that. But in my opinion, the plus 5 is that you're shuffling a card from your opponent's side of the field into their deck. Like, that is so important. It's not even funny. And I'm just super sad that dragoroar was an OCG exclusive up until World Superstars, so the guys couldn't play dragoroar in TCG at the time that Dragon Rulers were at their in their prime. So in their prime, I'd be running the 3rd Sacred Sword of 7 stars instead of the dragoroar. But and I've been fortunate enough that my locals have allowed me to play this deck in non-tournament setting, in just like regular fun duels. So yeah, I'd be playing the 2 Sacred Swords plus the dragoroar. But if I were to be playing in the Dragon Ruler format, it would be 3 Sacred Swords, because we didn't have dragoroar at the time. And that rounds off the spells. I've only got 3 traps in the main, and which is, the first one is Return from the Different Dimension. Like, this just gives you so much power. Like, getting all your banished, like a lot of your banished stuff back to the field is like, you just plus from that. Like, I shouldn't have to explain it. Yeah, and then the last 2 cards in my deck, I'm gonna pull a Patrick Hoban and use 2. I would have used 2 Vanity's Emptiness. I don't understand why Vanity's Emptiness didn't come until towards the end of the Dragon Ruler era, because it's just such a stupidly good card. Like, you stop your opponent from anything special summon related until that's off the field. And you got so many cards in this deck that can get rid of it virtually at will. Like Super Rejuvenation, Sacred Sword of 7 stars, Gold Sarcophagus, Book of Moon, Card Destruction, like all your spells and almost all of your spells and traps can get rid of Vanity's Emptiness. Except for things like Monster Reborn. Like, I don't understand why people didn't run this until the end. But with that being said, it was too good of a card, and I don't think people started understanding how good it actually was until Quill-Offs come around. And then that finishes off the main deck. Let's see here, as soon as I move this out of the way, I'm going to go into the extra deck. And I didn't build a side deck because I didn't think I needed to, because my I don't know, I didn't really feel like building a side deck for this, because I didn't want to build it Dragon Ruler format style when there's just so many different decks that are being played now. So some standard stuff. I've got 2 dracossack and 1 colossal fighter. I don't have my 3rd dracossack yet because I'm waiting for it in the mail. Same thing with my 3rd sacred swords that I replaced with the dragoroar. As soon as my 3rd dracossack comes in the mail, I'm going to be replacing colossal fighter with it, because you'd just be stupid not to run dracossack at 3 in a full power dragon ruler deck. And then obviously you'd have the 2 copies of number 11 Big Eye. Now it's just you just need to run it at 2 in full power dragon rulers. Like, there's no way to get around it. And then another staple pick was Mermail Abyssgaios. Another good tech choice. 1 copy of Gaia Dragon the Thundercharger to finish off my XYZs. And then with Synchros, I run 1 copy of Ancient Sacred Wyvern. It's an OTK card, in my opinion. And Patrick Hoban also ran it, and being that I'm running Effect Failure and 3 dracossack, it's not too terribly hard to get out. Obviously 1 Armory Arm. You don't go into it very often, but it's definitely there for when you need it. And yeah. And then a single copy of Black Rose, because who doesn't like blowing up the field? 1 Crimson Blader, and then 1 copy of Karakuri Beret. I don't know, I like it, and you can shift from a monster from attack to defense or defense to attack once per turn, and really that can be a game changer, because if their attack power is too high but you can get over their defense, well, look at that, I just got over it, and as well as the other way around too. And then the last 3 cards in my extra are Red Dragon Archfiend, Scrap Dragon, and Thought Ruler Archfiend. These are the I don't know, these are just my own tech choices and stuff. I like Thought Ruler, and I like Red Dragon Archfiend as well as Scrap Dragon, because yeah. So that rounds off my Dragon Ruler deck. I'd like to know what you guys think. Please comment in the let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Thanks for watching, guys.